Magnificent morning, wonderful afternoon, and fantastic evening. This is Carla from People's Union of South Asia. We invite anyone to come and talk, but we would like people from South Asia here, and specifically people from India and Pakistan, because this show is to bring help India and Pakistan begin to speak a little more to each other. Having said that, I am going to share it out. I want everyone who is on screen now to please share out the show to your friends, family, and friends to be, because that's what this is about. It's about making friends, talking to each other, and making helping the relationships between Pakistan and India and all of South Asia to come together and be more of a family. Having said that, Vic, you should, next your name, if you're from India or Vietnam or wherever, please put your country. So if you're from Pakistan, put comma, your name, comma, your Facebook name, comma, country. If Pakistan. If you're from India, your name, comma, India. I think that's easy to do, and we all can do it. If you don't know how to do it, put it in the chat, and either Huang or I will fix that very quickly. Okay. Having said that, can I ask Victor to please introduce himself?
Good morning, good afternoon, greetings, good evening, wherever thou happen to be. My name is Victor Irving Jenkins. I'm coming to you from Sacramento, California. During the day, I'm a delivery driver, and it is my aspiration to help everyone look better online when we find ourselves online a lot. I am pleased to be here with Carla and the People's Union. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. Huang, introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for greeting me. I'm Hương, and I have been speaking from Vietnam. I have been a teacher for more than 17 years in a university in the north part of Vietnam. Apart from that, I really love talking with international friends, and also I love to be next to Carla to support other people and to communicate with as many people as I can. So that's my, privileged chance, I can say, when Carla let me join her show to support her and to interact with our international friends. And thank you so much, Victor and Carla and other members in the show. And please most welcome everybody to join this show, to talk with us, to speak up and to share your opinions, your perspectives, and your interesting stories with us. Thank you.
Okay, now that that has been said, I have a question for everyone to answer. Something different about it, has a different way of expressing themselves. So I would like to know from everyone, and I'll start with the two people who just spoke. What is your most favorite tradition from your culture and from your country? Huang, do you want to answer that, please? And also,
Yeah.
people, please make sure you're sharing this out to your friends, family, and friends to be, so everyone can learn. You don't need to come to the show to learn, but if you want to contribute, that's why you come to the show. Okay, Huang.
Yes. I believe that my most favorite activities from my culture, that's the way we are organizing and we are, celebrating our Lunar New Year. I can say Lunar New Year festival here. That's very special for me. And also we can educate our next generations and also remind them about Vietnamese culture.
Okay, but great. And what is something special about your culture that you really enjoy?
I really enjoyed the way people can visit each other for the first day, second day, and the third day of the new year here. We spend time with our parents for the first day of the new year, but the second days we will spend time for our teachers. And also the third day, we will spend time for our, close friends and other members. We love to meet them and to enjoy our, special events with them. So that's the way we are spending time for our beloved people. So from my perspective, money doesn't help us buy that kind of happiness in life. And that's the way our Vietnamese culture is very interesting for us when we can spend time on enjoying our activities together.
What activity do you enjoy? Let's talk about an actual activity, not just coming together. Do you have fireworks? Do you have a parade? What is your favorite thing that happens?
We have fireworks, yes, but we are cooking our specialty and Vietnamese cuisine together, like a chung cake. It's made of sticky rice and other flavors. Together, we spend time to cook that kind of Vietnamese cuisine together on that occasion.
What is sticky rice?
Sticky rice cakes. So that's one kind of rice. I mean, very sticky. That's the kind of rice. The first king of our country, Vietnam, he taught us how to plant it and how to make it with a high quality to eat and also to serve other people with a long run. I mean, like for several months a year, because Vietnam has a great strength of agricultural production here. So we have rich soils and also that kind of plants we can grow and we can plant them. It's kind of like rice. Do you know rices? Yeah. So special rice. Yeah.
Okay. Is that your favorite rice that you have in Vietnam?
It's not my favorite rice actually, but I love the way we cook it and we spend time together to make that kind of cakes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Victor, what is your favorite holiday and how do you celebrate it?
My favorite holiday, I have been contemplating my favorite activity that marks my culture. So maybe not a holiday, if I can use the same theme, activity of my culture that I like. And I had to dig way deep for this, but in my culture, when a person is 17, 18 years old, there's this thing called the junior senior prom. The junior senior prom is marked by social gatherings. Every teenager looks forward to the junior senior prom where they get to wear a suit or a tuxedo. It might be the first time that they get to wear a tuxedo. They get to ask a member of the opposite sex to go to this dance. And some of them drink their first drink of alcohol, even though it's not yet legal. But the junior senior prom is one of my favorite activities. I look back at my junior senior prom. I went both the junior year and the senior year. And while the specific memories of what I did is a bit hazy, just the idea of getting ready to go to the junior senior prom, going to the place to get measured for the tuxedo, looking at the dress that my date wore when she went to the junior senior prom, buying her a corsage, a corsage that she could wear on her wrist or a corsage that she could put on her dress. That's a very, very significant activity in my culture. And in my era, everyone looked forward to going to the junior senior prom. And while you were at the junior senior prom, Carla, you probably asked the young lady to dance for the first time. That's probably when dancing became a great part of your life. The music in the era that I grew up in was very conducive to dancing. So the junior senior prom is one activity of my culture that I am really, really excited about. And actually, holidays in my culture is marked by things like that, by events where you go out to dance, where you go out to listen to music, and where you go to eat food. And this includes Christmas, New Year's Eve, 4th of July. Yes, my culture is overrun with reasons to become sociable.
You really remember this, your junior? I'm just surprised you're picking the junior senior prom because it was many, many years ago and you're not, celebrating it now. It's very interesting that you picked it, and I'm wondering why, a little more about that.
Well, we're talking about activities of my culture. And my first thought when you said it was the activity I enjoy is going to church on Sunday, the way that Sunday is different from the rest of the days of the week. And this includes the football season. This includes
Go on.
this includes going to church on Sunday. In my era, we wore suit and ties and we got dressed up to go to church. And as a boy, I learned a lot of my behavior, how to sit still, keep my knees together, keep my hands on my knees and behave myself. It was in church where my parents got to use their tendency to discipline. So church is a great activity as well. I have come to know that while church may not be a universal thing for people all over the world, boys and girls becoming sociable with each other is something that's universal all over the world. And that's why I thought of my prom.
To me, that's very interesting. I mean, I went to my proms too, but I never thought of it as you did. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. No charge.
No charge. Good, because I'm not going to pay you anyway for that, but thank you so very much, Victor. That was really a nice share. Okay, Bashem, can you introduce yourself?
Hi Carla, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm Basham and I'm from Pakistan. And I'm from Balochistan district, province of Pakistan. And I'm an environmentalist. I'm a freelance visual artist. And I think that's enough to introduce myself.
Okay, well, let's talk about your favorite activity in Pakistan.
Carla, you are asking about that traditional things, right?
I'm not saying anything particular. You tell me what interests you and what, I don't know what festival you enjoy the most in Pakistan. I don't know all of the festivals. So pick one and tell us about it, please.
That's very sad to say, Carla, that all these things are now disappearing. Can you listen to the calling, the prayer calling right now?
Yeah.
So can we wait for 2 minutes, or you can just ask someone else to speak until this is
Oh,
gone?
you want to go to prayer?
No, I'm just
No,
waiting
you
for this
can
to
speak.
stop.
It's very
Okay.
nice to have that in the background.
Okay. So the favorite thing that I love that are not disappearing now, Carla, because these were the carnivals, the festivals that used to happen after the harvesting of yields, So Pakistan is an agricultural country, the Indus Valley. That is Pakistan is the Indus Valley, and everything is connected with agriculture, So when they are harvesting the yields, they had a lot of carnivals and festivals, and that happened after the spring, like before the summers. So that time for a month, everyone in Pakistan, when I was a child that time, everyone was just trying.
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now. I'm just stroking my shit. Funny as fuck, man. Freak, man.
Excuse me, we can't have you here, and we have no interest in that. Thank you, Wong. I just couldn't get it quickly enough. I actually find hearing your called prayer very interesting. Can you tell us?
Казахстан угрожает нам бомбардировкой. Казахстан угрожает нам бомбардировкой. Казахстан угрожает нам бомбардировкой. Казахстан.
What's that, Carla?
I have no idea who is talking, and
I think we should mute everyone else.
Everyone who is not talking, excuse me, let me talk.
Double dip chocolate chip, cliff lip, Slim Jim with the gargamanosa, Mr. Cargo hunchback, no fucking feet.
Shouldn't be hearing anyone from inside. First of all, everyone needs to be muted. Huang. Except for me, you, and Victor.
I removed them.
I think she got it. She got the person. It was Diana. She got him. They're gone.
You got rid of that person, Huang?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I removed them.
the only person who should be speaking, if you are here as a guest, besides Huang, myself, and Victor, you may have your mic open. Anyone else may not. Anyone who comes as so poorly without clothes, we don't even want them here. They may not be here. If you cannot be respectful to be here, you are not allowed here, and we will get rid of you right away. Huang, I hope you also reported that person's behavior to Zoom. because
Yes,
that's not allowed. Okay.
I did it.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have never had that before, and I will not have that ever at any of my shows. Okay, having said that, we do have new people coming in who I don't know. Huang, if they come in and you see something weird, just remove them immediately. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Bashem, I am very sorry for the rude behavior.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
No,
I don't know
it's not okay, Bashem. It's not something that happens on any of my shows.
Yeah, I understand.
That's not okay. Okay, let's move on. And Bashem, continue with what you were telling us, please.
Yeah. So I was telling you that all the things here, the traditional things, they were connected with agriculture. You know, Carla. You know, so like we had a lot of carnivals and festivals after the harvest. You know, the harvest of wheat, because
Talking about weed. Wait, you're
so
speaking,
so
yeah?
we have a kind of
Yeah.
1 month. You know, like
No.
in that 1 month we
Remove
were
that person.
enjoying all the time.
All the time. It is like weed addicts anomaly.
Okay, what is your do you know who it is, Huang? Thank you. When you remove them. Okay. I am so sorry for this rudeness. I apologize to anyone who's watching and hearing it. It is not acceptable, and we will keep these people out, and please report this behavior, because I just can't do everything at one time. I really appreciate that, Huang. Okay, but what is your favorite festival, Bashem?
It was called, in Pakistan they called it Baisakhi. You know, so it happens after that I was telling you before, that after the wheat harvest. You know, and we have a lot of like games and like circuses and like the children, for children. You know, there are a lot of things, like they're disappearing now. Right now, that things exist only in the villages. But when I was a kid, that used to happen in my city too. You know, so that they are just in my memories right now. You know, so it was like festivals, a lot of festivals.
Okay, describe describe your favorite festival.
Okay,
I don't
so
want you to be general. I want you to be more.
Yeah,
more-
okay. So my favorite festival was the one where they keep a lot of vendors to sell toys. You know, the toys for kids. So that was my favorite one.
Okay, what is
There
the
was
name? What is the name of that festival?
there was not a special name. They were called Mela. You know, like Mela. In Melas, they are like temporary markets. You know, like they at an open space, the vendors from many cities come and just make the stalls to sell the toys and the handmade toys, you know, the traditional toys. So that was very special for me.
Okay, what is a
Yeah.
mela?
So it's actually means, the male means to meet up, you know. So the mela is like a grand meetup, the grand meetup of people of all ages, you know, from kids to old people. Like everyone was coming there, you know, to buy things, you know, the traditional things, the industrial things, you know, and having some good times, you know, eating different foods and drinks. And you know, it was a big meetup in every town, in every village, in every city, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
When do these meetups happen? Do they happen in the winter? Do they happen in the fall?
It usually happen in April, you know, after the spring, you know, like there's a time after they harvest the wheat. Everyone is free. The 85% of country is free now. They have done their work. Now they can just have some free time and enjoy. So that used to be in past, Carla, but now things are changing. Like now, a lot of people are just doing business and jobs, things like that. But when I was kid, most of people I knew were doing agriculture. Yeah. So it happens in April, generally. It still happens in villages.
So it's a spring activity for the spring.
Yeah. Post spring, after spring. In
No,
pre-summer.
April is actually the beginning of the spring season.
Yeah, in USA there, but here in Pakistan, in Indus Valley, it's just getting hot in April. It's very hot here.
But
Yeah.
okay, when I think of spring, it's right after winter,
Yeah.
after the snow.
Yeah.
April is part of the spring
Yeah.
season. It's not summer yet. It gets
Yeah.
hot there because you're actually in the Middle East. Are you not?
Can you repeat, Carla? What was your question?
You are actually a part of the Middle East. Also, no? Someone was telling me that once, which was weird, but.
Well, Carla, in Balochistan, like there's a highland, there's a mountain land. It's still spring in April, but in the lowlands, so it's not. It's getting summer, in April.
It may be getting warm, but the season is spring.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Do
right.
you have anything? We'll come back to you because this will become a discussion in a few moments. But do you have anything else to say now?
Not much, Carla. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, Kamar, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. My name is Kamar Khan Qureshi and I'm from Haripur, Pakistan. I am a teacher by profession. I am running my own English language academy and I also prepare students to sit IELTS, which is an English language exam for them to go and study abroad.
Okay, and what is your favorite festival?
In Pakistan, the two festivals that are still alive, like, Basham said that, there are a lot of things that have become obsolete. And it's very sad to, realize that we are forgetting our culture and, we are not keeping our traditions and customs alive. But still, there are two festivals in a year that are called Eid. One is, you can say, in simple words, you can say it's small Eid, and one is, bigger Eid. But smaller Eid is usually a lot of fun. It comes after the the holy month of Ramadan. This is a month in which we fast for 30 days. And that month is actually, again, it's a festival in itself because it seems like, everything has suddenly become very pure and pious, and the mosques are full with people, and people are inviting each other on the iftari. That's what we call when we just open our fast and things like that. And after that we celebrate Eid. Eid is a festival for 3 days where everybody wears new clothes. They go to a special, offer special Eid prayer in the morning. And then after that, we go to each other's places to greet and meet everybody, the relatives, the friends, and different sort of food dishes are made and served. The special dish which is made on Eid is swanya. In Urdu, we call it vermicelli in English. And there are a lot of other things also. Older people, they give money to the kids, which is called Eid. So like kids are very happy because, they get a lot of money from everyone. And even if, if they think that somebody is not giving them enough money, they just don't let them live that day. So they ask for more and more money. So it's quite fun. And after these 3 days, then, almost after 2 months and 10 days, there comes the other Eid, which is called Eid al-Adha, or the bigger Eid. This is the Eid on which we sacrifice animals, and there is a lot of meat everywhere. Yeah, so it's also quite a lot of fun, and it also usually lasts for 3 days. And different dishes are made, and again, people visit each other, greet each other, and they enjoy among themselves. Thank you.
Why do you like this festival so much?
Well, I like these festivals because, like I said, these are probably the only 2 festivals left in our country, right? Again, I would say that, when I was a kid, things were different. Now, things are quite the opposite. These things are diminishing with every passing day. So, if, as far as myself is concerned, I would still try to enjoy these festivals as much as possible before I pass on. So, so we are left with only these 2 activities, 2 festivities, 2 joyful events. So everybody wants to take full advantage of it and enjoy it as much as possible.
Great. Okay, let's turn this into a discussion. Victor, do you have anything that you want to say or ask these 2 gentlemen about their festivals?
It's difficult to fathom a question because the festivals that I'm familiar with are managed so differently. Let's see.
But that's why. Do you understand them? Because they're so different from what we're used to here. I mean, I can't imagine a festival where someone would be killing animals. That's so unbelievable to me.
It's not only in Pakistan, it's everywhere. Sorry to
I know, but we're talking about in Pakistan right now.
Yeah, so it's more related to our religion. Yeah.
Okay, so explain that to us, because you're talking to people who are not from Pakistan, who would like to learn about it. Maybe Victor can ask a good question, or Huang, do you have a question that you'd like to ask?
Do people tend to feel a certain way for it or against it as a festival? Do people simply embrace it, or is there discussion about whether or not they're going to take part in it?
Yes, in recent years, especially when social media has become quite influential, so people engage into these sorts of discussions where some people are for it, some people are against it. Talks are going on about the animal rights and all the other things that are usually not considered good in you can say some other parts of the world. So yes, there are, especially in again the people who are quite modern, we can say, or who live in bigger cities, they usually don't go for it. They don't think it's a good idea, but majority, I would still say that they think that because it's a religious obligation, So they do it. They don't listen to anyone.
Huang,
Okay, okay.
That's good.
Can I speak something?
sure.
Yes.
That's not an obligation, not a religious obligation at all, to kill animals.
So what kind of obligation is it?
It's not, it's a social pressure, you know, Carla. It's like, if you don't kill an animal, you know, the people, what will people say, right? Like, he's not a pious man, he's not a God's man, you know. That's it. They are doing it for that.
We're not going to argue
Yeah,
religion, but
yeah. I'm
no,
telling you, it's not an obligation.
Bashem.
Money from everyone.
So listen to what I'm saying. And if you have your Facebook page open, please close Facebook completely, because you will echo and it will make the show very unclear for everyone. Bashem, but it is part of why we celebrate Eid. Bashem, I think it's your Facebook page. Close it now. Make sure Facebook is closed.
Everything's closed, Carla. Only Zoom is active right now.
That's what I needed you to do.
Yeah, everything's closed.
Okay. Listen to what I'm saying. Whether it's good or bad, I don't want to get into that. I know how I feel about it. But still, the reason that you do that slaughter was originally because of the story between Abraham and God back many, many, many years in the Jewish religion, that God said, go slay your child. And Abraham went and did it, or was going to do it. And God said, no, 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 I know you have faith in me. I'm not telling this story completely. You don't need to do that, slay an animal. Now, how people feel about it these days may be very different, but that's the religious implication of this particular holiday. Would I go and see an animal killed? No. But there are people who go because of their religious affiliation. And it's okay to say this happens because of X, Y, and Z. But we're not going to argue it. And we're not going to fight and say whether this is good or bad, because that has nothing to do with the show. We're talking about your habits, why you do it, and move on. Do you understand now? I understand why you said what you said, but I don't want to start a debate here. We're not here to debate. Does that make sense to you?
That's quite logical.
Excuse me, I'm asking Bashem now. We'll come back to you, Kamar, in a moment.
And I was going to continue. I was going to tell you something, Carla. You know.
Okay.
So, can I tell you? So
yeah, you can,
so,
but I want
yeah.
to make sure you understand this.
Yeah, I understand, Carla. Yeah, I understand. So that was it is obligated only for the people who perform Hajj. You know, who perform the Hajj. It is obligated only for them, not for everyone. You know. So this is the thing I was going to tell you. It's not for everyone, just for the people who perform Hajj.
Right.
And who is there is in Makkah, you know, not in Pakistan or India or anywhere in the world.
But it does happen in the world. I
Yeah,
know
it
in
happens.
Karachi
Yeah.
they kill animals, but it's not. It comes from the the background of the religion. And there's nothing wrong with that. It may not be something you and I agree with, but it is something that happens. You wanted to say something, Kamar?
Yeah, like regarding this, I think you have said it all, so we need not to discuss it any further.
Okay, so which, I know there are 2 or 3 Eids, is that correct?
Two, yeah.
Which is your favorite Eid?
The smaller one, like I said before, also because it brings a lot of joy, and there are a lot of activities involved, and kids are happy. Everybody's happy. We are eating a lot of good stuff, and the sweets are there, and so it's good. Yeah, I like it very much.
Okay. Victor, do you want to say something?
In these matters, these conversations that we're having, I think frequently you get on the verge of having the type of discussion that we are trying to avoid. And I'm not sure whether it's more beneficial just to briefly have discussion and move on, rather than trying to stop it in its track. Because I find what they say interesting. I find the impression of the festival, I find that very interesting. And over the years, I've grown more curious about things, and I long to hear things that's so interesting. It causes me to close my pie hole, because I don't learn very much when I'm talking, but I get so much information, more things to talk about in the future when I listen to things that's not clear, or that might not have a clear path about what the speaker is trying to say.
You can ask questions about it. We're just not going to debate it. So what is your question? What do you want to know? I want to know more, but I want you guys having the conversation.
Well, what's interesting
I've had a lot
is,
of these conversations in the past 5 years.
can you remember your Basham? Can you remember the first time that you participated in the festival, or your first experience as a child? Do you remember that?
I don't really remember the first time, but I just remember my childhood as a whole, so that was just, I can tell you something like so nostalgic, so dreamy. So, you don't, when you're grown up, you just feel like it was a dream, so that was a beautiful dream. That's how I feel right now.
Well, the fact that it was a beautiful dream is significant, because everybody's childhood wasn't a beautiful dream. Some people's childhood, they want to forget. So I congratulate you on yours being a beautiful dream.
I don't know if people want to forget, or if it is something, there's good parts and bad parts of everything. And we need to look at those different, I don't say we need to look at it, but I think when you recognize that there are good and not so good parts of a childhood, you're recognizing what life is about. Life goes up and down. It's not always wonderful. Even when we're adults, things are not always wonderful, but they move forward. Victor, do you want to respond to that?
No, I got it.
What about you,
Basham? I'm interested in Kamar's first experience with the festival, though.
My first experience, I don't think I can recall it, but I can tell you very well that, when I was a kid, I remember a lot of Eids. And like I said, we used to get money from our elders, from father, mother, from uncles, from aunts, even from, neighbors, because, we live in a close community, and everybody is like, very close bound with each other. So it's just like a family. So I remember, we used to live here in the same city where I live right now, Haripur. And during summers, it was quite a fun because, all the money that we got, we used to spend it on eating ice creams, like those ice creams that were sold on carts. And they, for some reason, I don't know, that ice cream, it tasted very well, just out of this world. Now maybe, our taste buds have changed, or probably, those people don't exist anymore that who used to sell that sort of an ice cream. And we played cricket all the time. We had a huge ground here in our neighborhood. And so we played cricket all the time because, I have a lot of cousins, and a lot of male cousins, and cricket had always been our favorite sport. So we used to play that a lot. And then we used to go out together to the market, roam around on the roads, and just get along with different people. So it was quite a fun. And I still remember, when the Eid came to an end, usually after like 3 days, and we had to go back to school, and that was the most difficult thing to do after having so much fun for 3, 4, 5 days. Yeah.
So you went back to school. Now, does your school have rituals like what I just described, where at the last year of school, you have this big dance that everybody goes to, or something else, football games or cheerleaders, stuff like in my school?
Well, no dance, no cheerleaders, but yes, we had a lot of sport activities. We used to play football, cricket again, badminton, table tennis. So these were the activities that were there in our school. And then again, after this Eid, we usually have a party in school, which was called Eid Milan Party. And where, again, we used to celebrate that, 2, 3, 4 hours in the school, pretending that it was still Eid. We wore Eid clothes, and, everybody would bring something to eat from their home and share it with their friends and class fellows and teachers. So yeah, it was quite a fun.
Well, it certainly does sound like it was a lot of fun. Did you have opportunity in school to have a best friend? In my school, we call them our running buddy. And our running buddy is the person, like, when you look back at school now, do you still have a friendship with the person that was your good friend in school?
Yes, I have a lot of friends from school days. I still have them. They are scattered everywhere, but we are in contact. When I was in grade 2, 3, 4th, 5th, and 6th, I studied at a school, and then we were all gone here and there. So let me tell you one thing. In 2017, after 24 years of leaving that school, just because of the social media, we got connected to each other again, and we had a huge gathering at one of our friends' place. So we gathered there after 24 years. We enjoyed a lot. We shared stories with each other. We came to know how everybody was doing, and now we are connected. So it was quite a fun.
We go to school And after a certain period, we have a ceremony where we are finished with school. Some people really, really enjoyed school. Like me, I really enjoyed school, and other people don't. In fact, at the graduation that we had, indicating the end of school, I was crying because I was so sad to leave all my friends. Did you personally find school a pleasant thing, or were you glad to get done with it?
I am just, I'm as same as you are. I miss my school a lot. I believe, I think that, school days were the best days of my life. If given a chance, I would just go back to my school again, be a kid, read in that class, have those friends again, meet those teachers. And, I would just love to do that. So yeah, when our school days were about to finish, I was very sad. I did not cry because I usually don't cry. Yes, but yeah, I was very sad. I changed two schools in my life, and when I was leaving one school, I was sad. When I was about to finish the other school after grade 10th, because here in Pakistan we have schools till grade 10th. After that, the college starts. So I was sad again. But when I left my college, I was okay. I was not sad because during those 2 years, I don't think I enjoyed as much as I had enjoyed when I was in my school.
And thank you for sharing. Basham, were you one of the ones that really enjoyed school and was saddened when you left, or could you not wait to get out of there? Because nowadays, a lot of people in my country, they hate school. What was your school experience?
Hi, Victor. My school experience was like it is 12 years, and my 8 years were a complete disaster. When I was young kid. So
Talk
it was
up,
like.
Basham. We can barely hear you.
So you heard me? You heard me well?
Now we can.
Yeah. Okay. So my first 8 years were disaster, but the last 4 years were very, very, very beautiful because we were grown up and we can now. Maybe we were institutionalized, but we enjoyed it the last 4 years. But I don't like how schools are right now. I don't think I will send my kids to school to study.
Basham,
I prefer homeschooling for them.
do you have kids?
Yeah, I have one daughter.
Oh, I didn't know that. What is something you enjoyed when you were in school?
I just enjoyed socializing. My school friends are my friends right now. Even now, all my best friends are my school friends. I met many people after school, but they could not come that close to me. So school time was actually the time when we socialized from our souls, our spirits. So that was the only thing I remember and I enjoyed from school. The teaching system, what they were teaching us, what we learned, that was, now I feel it was useless. Only the English is one thing that's something useful that they taught us in school.
How old is your daughter?
She's 3 years old.
Oh, she's a little too young for what I was just going to talk about.
Yeah.
What did you enjoy in school, Kamar?
Like I said, I enjoyed every bit of it. I developed my confidence in my school. I learned how to speak in front of a bunch of people. Again, I was a very good speaker. So I used to do a lot of speeches and debates and everything. So it was my school that, gave me that courage, that confidence, my teachers that believed in me, and they polished me in that way that I could gain that confidence and speak well, write well, and, be something in life that I am today. So I miss all those days. When I have switched my career and I came into teaching, I realized that teachers are doing a wonderful job. And again, I realized that this is something which is worth doing forever, because, experiencing the change in the lives of other people, which has been made by your efforts, is something extraordinary. Nothing can be compared with the profession of teaching. So I miss my teachers, I miss my friends, I miss everything that I learned there. And there are some regrets also, like, everybody in that age is like that. We were not, sometimes we were not very serious about studies. We were not serious about everything that was being taught. And maybe, we did a lot of blunders also. We did some mistakes, but that's a part of life again. So I enjoyed every bit of my school. I really miss it.
What about you, Victor?
What about me? I love school. I told you I cried at my graduation.
What did you love most about school?
All the attention from all the people, the crowds, the adoring crowds, the girls. There was one particular girl that there was one particular girl that I was so smitten with. I couldn't even tell her that I was smitten with her. She spent everybody in the school knew that I liked her, except I didn't tell her. And so we never even held hands. So I liked the girls in school. I liked the fact that I was kind of smart, and when they'd ask questions in class and I knew the answer, I'd always be the one to raise my hand. And me and my friend had this ritual we go through. Every time I got the question right, we'd kind of raise our fists and put our wrists together like that. And when he got the question right, we'd raise our fists and put our wrists together like that. So school was one great big party for me, and it was a way to not be at home. Because at my house where I lived, the rearing of the children was a strict environment. I may have told you before, but at my house, children were to be seen and not heard. And for a fellow who loves talking, that was a death sentence. At school, didn't have any problem talking. If the teacher told me to shut up, well, I shut up for a little while and then I'd go back to talking. So that's what I loved about school.
What about you, Hong? What was school like in Vietnam?
Honestly speaking, I was so afraid when I was at school because my parents kept changing their location. So every year I had to get familiar with a new school. But I really enjoyed playing traditional games with my friends, my classmates there. We have a lot of games, outdoor games together with like a drawing something on the ground. And then we jump step by step and catch who will reach first. So who would be like the winner. And also we have some kind of, like we made some sticks like this, and we use small, pomelo, and we play with that. That's very nice. And some other games, very interesting. So I couldn't forget all those things from old days. Yep.
Yeah, there's something about school that, it's when you begin to socialize and you're growing and you're developing. And it's a very important time in not only our lives, but in everyone's life. and we don't realize it. It's not just reading, writing, and math. I feel schools should be teaching human values, the importance of animals growing, human life. That's why we have a lot of the problems we do now. Well, you know what? The show is over. We're up. We have finished an hour. I want to thank Kwamar and Bashem for coming, and I hope you'll return when we do this again. And Victor and Halong for being here and helping me out. Halong, especially you, because you did a great job in removing people quickly. I couldn't figure it out. But thank you so very much. We'll be back with a Planet Union meetup probably in about 2 weeks. And as you know, this show is once a month on People's Union of South Asia. So can we all wave goodbye? And the kids show is in about an hour, everyone. Only for the kids, so thank
People
you.
younger. Thank you.
20 years old and younger, like Halong was just saying. And you'll see Halong there. Okay, let's wave goodbye and we'll see you again soon.